Morning, and it is a nice one. It's just above freezing. It was -3 last night, but we're about, what are we, 10 o'clock in the morning now, and it's just above freezing. Love mornings like this, I really do. We had a lot of rain recently and everyone's got really boggy, all the paths. But of course, first thing, they're frozen solid. Uneven to walk on, but at least you're not up to your knees in mud. Come out today to a different location. I'm still on the edge of town, so I'm not breaking any rules, as it were, with my daily exercise. I have been here before, but right over the far side of this wood, never this end. As you can probably see behind me, it's a pine plantation, which I'm not normally a massive fan of, but this one is really well spaced out. I'm sure you can see the amount of daylight coming in here. It's actually quite pleasant. And also, because of the daylight, as you can see behind there, there's quite a bit of growth on the ground, where normally, as I'm sure you're aware, the pine plantations, it's normally just like dead ground under them because of the lack of sunlight. It's actually not bad in here. And I was thinking, it's actually quite a good location for a tarp and bivvy type camp. Technically, it's a private woodland. There is a public footpath, goes around one side, and the local dog walkers and so on do walk sort of right round the wood as well. They're not really allowed to, but I think it's just tolerated. So it would have to be a bit of a low profile type camp. But I'm quite liking it, what I'm seeing so far. Certainly in the spring, when everything grows a bit better, it'll be quite nice in here. The other reason for coming out today, I've loaded up the Proforce rucksack. This little kiddie. It is 25 litres. And it was one, if you've seen the other video, that I got in a recent sort of trade of Facebook Marketplace. Went to buy a tactical vest and ended up coming away with that and some waterproofs as well. And so far, for a small cheap bag, I'm quite impressed with it. You get a reasonable amount in it, and it's comfortable. There's a good amount. Hang on, let me grab it again. And where you see at that distance, a couple of really good padded strips here. They're really comfortable against your back, and the actual shoulder straps aren't bad either. They're the same sort of thickness and size as what's on my huge Bergen. So obviously with a small pack and the sort of weight this is going to have in it, brilliant. Yeah, finding that quite comfortable. Didn't go out to buy it, but ended up with it. And I'm quite glad I did. So, I think I'll have a bit of a wander around and see what I can see. Right, that's where I started off. I came in the bottom corner there. As you can see, it's quite open in places. Nice bit of sunshine. I'm up on the main footpath. It actually goes up a bank there. Looks a little bit darker, but in an ideal world, I do like to get a bit of elevation. So let's go up through there. Well, that's where I was, down the bottom, where it's a bit lighter. I can't see on the screen really whether it shows, but down there. And I've come up on this little rise. It doesn't come up a lot. It's probably only 20 metres, maybe 30 metres difference in elevation. But it would be better. Not too bad up here. It's still fairly light. yes, this would probably be my place of preference. Although not quite as much ground cover as down the bottom. So I might have to wander a little further. It looks a bit better in that direction. It's something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. I know, like I said, I've only come up that short amount from down there. But elevation makes a huge difference, you know, not only going up mountains, in situations like this. Of course, cold air sinks. So especially in the winter, there's a big difference in the temperature down there to up here. As long as you can get out the wind, you are better being up a bit higher. I have tested this theory in the past with a digital thermometer, and it made 4 or 5 degrees difference being in a hollow to being up on a bank. Amazing, really, but it can make the difference between having a good night and a crappy night. I won't even ask. Who knows? Someone's had the same sort of idea as me. Obviously using this fallen tree as a fire reflector. And if I turn around, a little bit of temporary cover to keep the wood pile dry. And by the looks of things, they like a cup of tea. Going by the amount of tea bags there, they've obviously used this site for quite a while. Good cover to the back of it there though. And the footpath is through there, so yes, that's not a bad choice of location. I'll wander on. What a beautiful, crispy morning. All these little trees are gone silver with the frost. Nice colour contrast to the firs in the background. Nice blue sky. It is lovely. I really don't mind it cold like this. As long as you've got the right gear on, there's no reason why you can't get out and enjoy it. Well, I think I've got through there next. It's been heavily coppiced in here over some point. All the trees there with their multiple trunks rather than one. I know why they do it, and it's, you know, very efficient use of woodland. But I do like to see big mature trees, really. Maybe I'll find some further up. Well, the footpath I was following has petered out to nothing. I want to be going roughly that way. I suppose it's time to make our own path. A bit of a track here. Albeit on the boggy side. That hadn't been driven for a few years. Again, it sort of comes to an end. I'll just keep forging my way through there, I think. Well, that's pretty old school. You don't see that done much now. People just taking wedges out of a fallen tree trunk, nailed them up the tree. I would imagine at one point there was probably a shooting stand at the top there. Much more traditional than the aluminium ladder. Well, I've never been in here, this side. There's no established footpath or anything, but I don't know whether you can see that on camera. There is actually either a very old footpath or a game trail there. So I'm just going to trail that, and hopefully we're going in the right direction. I know we are roughly, because I want to be going sort of south-southwest. Sun's over there, so basically I want to go over that sort of direction. So that trail should do the job. Right, after following that game trail, I got back to the main footpath, as I knew I would eventually. Walking the main footpath out with all the woodland to my left, there was this fenced off bit on the right. Obviously different owner, different woodland. So I accidentally crossed the barbed wire fence. Mainly because I spotted this big lump of holly. You gotta love a Hollywood. Hollywood? Hollywood. You know what I mean. A wood where there's holly. Green all year round. Great coverage. You could have a party in here and no one will see you from the footpath. Although it's only, what, 100 feet behind me, the main footpath? They're never going to see you. I must remember this spot. And it's close to the car too. Good all-round coverage. That's what we like. Right, back on the main path after that little detour. Looks promising in there. So, not far to go. Corner of the wood, cross that little bridge, and just cross one field to where the car's parked. I must definitely come back. Preferably when it's a little warmer. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.